All right, good night, good night, good night. Welcome to the AlonzoBash show. Today is Monday. What the date today? The 26th? I think I lost track of time. Anyway, tonight, man, as of always, man, got an excellent show lineup. Waiting for my guests to tune in. Good night, Miss Charles. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, today I was hot on Facebook, man. I had a couple of topics to discuss. But we'll talk about that later on as time progresses. What's up, boss?
Yo.
You hear me clearly?
Yeah.
We have to test on this new equipment, man. So you're gonna be the guinea pig. You're the first time I'm actually using this setup. So
nice.
You know?
Cool.
You good to go?
I'm good to go, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, man.
All right, nice.
All right then, cool. All right, man. So before we kick it off, man, usually, well, first of all, welcome, and sorry to be a bit late, but welcome to the platform. So before we kick it off, I always give guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So folks, who have no clue who they are and so forth. So I'm going to open up the platform to you, to the folks, who you are and where you're from. Who's you?
Me. Hello. Good night, everyone. Thank you for having me on the platform. My name is Shaka Watson. I go by Mr. Zulu as the DMV's own wedding and portrait photographer. I do weddings, portraits, lifestyle, corporate, so on and so forth. And originally from Trinidad, Arima to be exact, or Pinto Road to be exact.
All
right. I'm here in Baltimore. But I mean, that's it. I'm sure there's more to go along, but we'll find out later on tonight.
How long have you been doing photography?
I think I'm approaching 14 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 14 years. Yeah.
14 and counting. All right. So the last time we actually sat down and spoke, well, we have known each other for a long time. I've known you since the 80s, 19 or long. So the last time we actually sat down and spoke, I think was 2016, I believe. I believe so. So from that time to now, a lot has changed. I'm sure with you in the photography business. I mean, there have been features in a number of wedding publications, over 20, I believe. So I'm going to start with this, man. What made you get involved in photography? So I'm going to go back to the basics. What was the inspiration and how you fell into the whole world of photography?
I don't know. I think I always had an attraction to art.
Yeah.
In whatever kind of form you want to put it in, whether it's photography, music, painting, drawing. I grew up drawing, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That was my...
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. But that was my thing. I used to draw and sketch a lot.
Yeah.
And, let me tell you, I was going to be a cartoonist when I got older, doing illustration. Yeah, that was my thing. And fast forward, I think I actually just fell back into photography out of looking for something to pique my interest.
Okay.
You know, um, and my wife was actually the one that pushed me. Actually, funny story. We was in IKEA.
Yeah.
We was in IKEA. We had like a second apartment, something like that. And she was like, I was like, I really like that canvas.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you're not gonna spend $150 or whatever much it costs. Just take the picture yourself and we can blow it up.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like taking them back, like, damn, like, you know, you think that much of it?
I was gonna pay $150 for a photo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She's like, just take it yourself. And then, you know, she bought me my first camera.
Okay.
For my first,
all right, hold on.
You know.
Yes, my son. So you're the first person my new equipment. All right.
Yeah, so she bought me my first camera, and then you know, from there, just, you know, started shooting and finding clients, finding people to shoot.
Yeah.
You know, finding people like, hey, what you doing tomorrow?
How in the beginning, I mean, finding people to shoot, or people like, yeah, sure, you know, I mean,
it's actually, you know what, for photographers,
yeah,
it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy in the beginning because everybody wants their picture taken, right?
Yeah, that's
you know, whether it's good or bad, they want a photo of them taken at all costs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So, I mean, a lot of people would hop on, which is a gift and a curse. A lot of people would be like, yeah, you know, sure, yeah, you know, take my picture.
Mm.
And then when you start charging, you're like, all right, man, you know. You know,
we get into all of that.
Yeah, once you get established and like, all right, okay, here's the invoice. They're like, you ain't that good. You know?
Yeah. Like, man, I could do this myself with my iPhone.
Right.
So, all right, so that was in the early stages, right? So I'm gonna kind of jump around a little bit. So now, obviously, between that time to now, let's say between the last 7 years, let's say for the last 10 years to round it off, technology has changed a lot with photography. I mean, I'm not a photographer, obviously, but just looking at the market, equipment have gotten a lot cheaper. You know, you know, for me looking in, you know. Well, I guess I'm comparing it to now everybody has an iPhone, right. And now cameras. You're a professional, but for the average amateur, there are cameras now. You know, somebody can get a camera for like, I guess a good camera for like $300-400, and bam, the thing in business, right?
Right.
So from the time you started to where you are now, what was it? What was the transformation or your upgrades as far as technology, as far as camera goes? Like the investment into the. I guess the question I'm asking is, it's like a two-part question. From the time you started, from your very first camera that you got, right? So obviously, do you still even use that camera, or just
no? It's there as a humble in peace.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but at the time you had that camera, it worked for what it needed at that time. Right. So from that time to now, what do you say, as far as investing in cameras, how much you would say, a rough number, you think you invested in cameras?
Man,
that's a good question. How much money you invested in cameras since then? And probably explain to the common person the difference and why you invested so much in different cameras. Like, what's the difference? Is a camera the camera, or each camera give you a certain look? Because your background is really in wedding and portraits, right? So I'm assuming that the camera that you use for weddings is different from a camera for portraits. Am I correct on that?
You can use the same camera.
Yeah.
It's usually the same thing. So, how do I put this? So it's like, as your profession grows, your tool need to grow with you.
Yeah.
So I can say I've easily spent not just cameras, but cameras and camera equipment and software, lenses, and so on and so forth. I would say easily over $20,000.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, if I was like just a list.
Yeah.
And if I was to list everything, I'd say like at least $20,000.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, but to answer the other part of the question, and that's where professionals and I'm gonna say amateurs.
Yeah. Different.
Yeah. Uh, okay. There are people that do club photography, and then, nightclubs,
Yeah.
so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those photos are pose. You get two girls together, or get two guys, a group of guys together, take a photo.
You talking about the guy with the banner in the background, and
Yeah, yeah. So his shots
yeah.
is mostly staged, and so his camera he doesn't need a fast camera. He doesn't need nothing with a fast shutter speed, or
Okay. Yeah.
he just needs a camera. So in that case, it doesn't really need any particular camera or a higher end camera.
Yeah.
The difference with wedding photography and portraits, more so wedding photography, you need something with a camera with a high performance. Something like a quick shutter speed, or something that's good in low light.
The wedding cake and stuff like you want to be able to catch that motion.
Well, a lot of times in weddings, especially in the ceremony, a lot of things happen instantaneously that you are not even prepared for.
Yeah.
So
you need that's fast to catch it.
That's fast.
Yeah.
For instance, like my older cameras, while you're not shooting, let's say I'm not shooting for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, nothing to capture, and then my camera falls asleep.
Okay.
All right, my camera falls asleep. So if something happens, then I pick my camera up to shoot it, but my camera is still going through the whole cycle of waking up, and by that time the shot's over. Now, no matter what it is, I can just, as soon as I hit that shutter button, the camera's up.
All right. So
I can shoot in focus at any minute.
All right, let's pause right here. So what's the difference in price ratio between this particular type of camera and what type of camera? If you could explain the different cameras, this particular camera that don't wake up or that don't fall asleep, that's ready on the go, perfect, right, for what you do, compared to a regular basic camera. What's the price difference?
That could be $3,000. That could be a matter.
For folks who just joined in, man, we're talking to Shaka Watson, man. True Blind Vision, DMV, celebrated wedding photographer. This guy bio is longer than Donkey Kong, man. How much weddings do you think you have done so far, man?
Gosh,
a rough number, a ballpark.
So it's definitely over 100.
Yeah,
I know that. I was actually keeping track at one point. And
then, you got tired.
Life happened, and then but I would say definitely over 100.
Yeah. That's great. Let me give him a pause. All right, so going back to the equipment, so average is about $3,000 for a perfect, a good camera. Because the reason I'm asking this, right? Because folks, when they're about to get married, since that's your niche, so to speak, a lot of people don't understand the price point for photographers. The thing that might, especially now, they might think you show up with a camera and just take pictures. And I've seen you work, obviously, and the editing process is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think people understand the amount of time it takes to put this whole package together, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, a lot of folks either think is, they look at I'm not gonna ask you a price, but they might you might give them a price, and obviously you might have Joe Smoke on the street, and now, like I said, with the iPhone and the equipment that is, not top tier, they might not understand the difference, because they might think like, what's the difference between you and the next guy? How do you break that down? How do you, I don't say convince, but how do you say, hey, this is why I charge? Or do you even go into that long spill? I mean, I know you've been in the game a long time, so let's go back to the early stages.
Man.
The early stages. Let's talk about the early stages in building your resume when you didn't really have much to go on. Remember your first wedding?
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the first wedding. How you got that gig and how everything worked out for you. What have you learned? What have you learned? What have you learned from when you first started to now? We go by. It's so much. It's what people the expectations for being a photographer, and some of the do's and don'ts. We'll talk about that in the back end, the do's and don'ts of when you get married, because you have so much experience with weddings. even outside of photography, I know you at this point you have seen it all.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your very first gig.
Right. First wedding gig. It was actually one of Ariel's coworkers.
All right.
Her daughter was getting married, and I mean they didn't have like a high expectancy, but me from like my first wedding, I was like, well, I gotta deliver. And I think, with any photographer, like if you capture somebody's wedding, you gotta deliver regardless what the case is. You know what I mean? So I was like, I bet I'll do it. And $300. I was like $300.
With the original camera. You said of it.
With the original camera.
All right, $300.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's how
you came up with $300. Let's start with that.
I have no idea. There was no math behind it. There was no labor.
You needed that.
There was no. I was like, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't broke down by the hour or nothing like that.
All right.
And it also had a lot to do with the relationship between.
Yeah.
So I was like, that wedding is how I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need something better, because I ran into a lot of challenges.
Yeah. Like what were some of the challenges?
One instance when the bridal party ran into the reception space.
Yeah.
The place wasn't well lit. So my camera was going crazy trying to focus on the people running in.
Okay.
So I missed half the bridal party running in. Everything was just blurred.
I hope they don't see this interview, man. Well, go ahead.
Hey,
go
man.
Ahead. Hey, you pay for what you get, man.
You passed the statute of limitations.
Yeah. But, so guys who just joined in, man, make sure and tap the screen. Hit the like button. Hey, Ashley, big up yourself. Who else is on there? Is that Warren? All right. So continue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just it was a lot of opportunities missed because of taking responsibility, and there's a lot of opportunities missed because of lack of research and not using the proper equipment. Yeah. I found out like back when I had my flash, it was taking AA batteries, 4 AA batteries.
Wait,
died in the middle of the night.
It died on you?
Died in the middle of the night.
Yeah, man. So wait,
did you have backup? No.
Yeah. No backup?
No backup. I just had to fake it, man. Fake it. It was wild. It was wild.
That's crazy, man.
Another thing too, like one thing, photographers need to be, like, especially in the wedding business, man, be honest.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time brides and grooms, they come to you with stuff they see in magazines.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I want to recreate this.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in being honest and be like, look, hey, that place, that scene, that was in Santorini, Greece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're on Greenwood and 33rd. I mean,
right. Hey, you know what I mean? You just say, hey, no, that's not possible. It's fine. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't dive in setting yourself up. So anyway, I say that to say this. The couple, they was scary movie fans. They were really big into scary movies, and so they wanted this photo. I wish I could share the photo, man. They wanted this photo where they're like the bridal party is running through a field, and Freddie and Jason was like chasing them.
I gotta ask this question. They black?
She was black. He was white. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much his concept.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turned out horrible. It turned out terrible, man.
So we're not laughing at folks at the wedding. We're just laughing at the concept. Like you say, it's one thing to have it in your brain, but the reality is usually different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out horrible. Like looking back at that photo now, man, I was like, yo, that joint trash, man. And mind you, no like, extra lighting, no.
Hey, London Landis, man, big up yourself. So all right, so that was the first one, and like you said, it went terribly wrong after that.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point you decided to invest in proper equipment?
Um, it wasn't too far after.
Yeah.
I started doing actually, and it's crazy from that wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I did a few more here and there, small weddings.
Yeah.
And then I would say maybe like my fourth wedding.
Yeah.
That was the first wedding that got published.
Really?
In Mona Lucia.
Yeah.
And that's
how that came about.
actually
But
me and the
first of all, before you get to that, what is Mother Lucy?
Mona Lucia is it's a bridal magazine. Yeah. It's a black bridal magazine. Their target audience are African Americans, people of the Caribbean diaspora, and Nigerian, and that's their audience, opposed to like other bridal magazines, which are
more the European space.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a bridal magazine in a space that focuses on black brides and black photographers. And yeah.
So that happened on you said your third?
It was like my
your
third or fourth wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I shot and we're good friends now, me and the bride.
Yeah.
It was a Nigerian wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot to capture. A long day.
Long day.
So there's a lot to capture, but it's like when you meet the right people, man. You in the right space, things happen. Yeah.
So, all right. So, question, man, on a wedding, how long typically does a wedding photographer, like, usually when someone to pay you, they pay him for the whole day or by the hour? Because I know a lot of times people want photos before the ceremony and stuff like that. So typically, how long is your day?
Right. So, an average wedding day is usually like 6 hours, I'll say.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like cut straight to the point.
6 hours.
Then you have an 8-hour day. So I usually shoot between like a 6-hour day or 8-hour day.
6 to 8 hours.
Yeah. 6 to 8 hours. And that, and I kind of like, I discussed with the bridal party, like, hey, because they're putting in a lot more work than I am.
Yeah.
Actually, because for the bride, of course, she's got makeup done and they start early in the morning, this and that. So I'm just like, I try to get there at least 2 hours before ceremony.
Wow. So typically you there for most weddings are the evening, I would say. So you're there like 10 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier.
Nah. So if it depends on what time your ceremony is. So if your ceremony is, let's say
ceremony is 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want to get there at 2.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's too bad. Okay.
And then that time I can catch, you get your makeup done and I get pictures of the dress, your details, and so on and so forth. And then you put your dress on, or the guy's putting his tux on, and his dad helping more. They're helping each other, that kind of thing.
How long does it take to edit photos? I mean, usually, I'm assuming once you're taking wedding photos, you're not counting the amount of photos you're taking. You're just shooting, right? So once you sit down behind your laptop and stuff, obviously you have to edit down the photos that you believe, that you want to present to the bride and the groom.
It could take anywhere from situational too, man. Yeah. But it could take anywhere from like, I would say 3 weeks.
3
to It could take 3 weeks to.
Well, that's a professional, right? A professional.
Yeah.
So if the wedding is Saturday and the photographer said the photos are already Sunday, is like that. I don't know.
There are situations.
But I'm sure that's a question. That's a question they're gonna ask you. Like, hey, when can we expect the photos, right?
Right, and that's something you need to say straight up from the beginning.
Yeah.
But there's also scenarios. There are photography companies that the photographer don't even touch the photos at the end.
Or he just send them to someone to edit.
He has a team of editors.
Yeah.
That. So let's think about this: like somebody that spends an 8-hour job, that's their job the entire day.
Yeah.
To just focus on that wedding. So yeah, you know what I mean. You have one person just assigned to your wedding, and then you get married Friday. You have a Monday.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's other umbrellas such as myself.
Yeah.
I'm the editor and the photographer.
We give that personal touch. That personal touch.
Yeah. I don't really trust. Not just yet.
Outside.
Yeah, I have an editor
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, for certain cases, but
certain cases, yeah.
I don't trust. Not just yet to give a whole. Yeah, because I feel like I have a particular look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if that person can continue that look, then yeah.
All right. So let's kick into this, right? So what would you say somebody's getting married, and what would you say? We're talking general now, right? Because you've been there, you've seen. I had the discussion recently. I myself have been to a couple of weddings, both as a guest and as a DJ, whatnot. And I've noticed of lately there's a lot of changes in the wedding scenes as far as like traditions is concerned. But anyway, before we get into that, what would you say some of the do's and don'ts for folks you have seen in weddings? Like there's the preparation part, like getting vendors and all these things.
Oh man, I say don't. Let's go with don't.
Yeah, the don'ts.
Yeah, don't.
Things you don't do.
Things you don't do.
Yeah.
This is like it's your wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is your wedding. So don't just trust people. A lot of people want to say, hey man, I can do the florals for, let's say for instance, the florals. I can do the florals, man. I got you.
Yeah.
Right. But you the person personally.
Right.
So that is that clouds the space of like, okay, your judgment a lot of times. So you say, man, nah, he won't do me any. He won't do me wrong. He got me.
You mean is somebody that you know or somebody like like your boy? Hey man, look man, my girl, she does flowers. Yeah. We got you. Like that.
Boom, right? Yeah. But you never seen none of her work. You never see. You know what I mean? But on the strength of your homeboy, you wanna look out, right?
Right.
Yeah. So here come wedding day. Here come wedding day, yo. She like, man, well, the place I was getting the flowers from, they say they don't got that color no more, so can I do this color? This is the wedding day.
Listen, let me laugh, man, but I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Go ahead.
It happens,
wedding day, they came with a sad story.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
And what the biggest thing though, I think people should do is, it's a cost, of course.
Yeah.
But get a coordinator, man. Get a wedding
coordinator, an official, not your auntie,
not on. They're working Social Security.
Get somebody
that wedding coordinator.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you what coordinators do, man.
Yeah.
Yo, once they assign that person as, designate you to be the wedding coordinator.
Yeah.
From that point, wedding coordinators, they get in contact with the DJ, florals, seating, caterers, the venue.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk to nobody after else from that point on.
Yeah.
Only thing is the coordinator might ask you a question like, hey, would you like this design or that design?
Yeah.
Pick one. Boom. All right, that's it. Everything funnels right through the coordinator. And the coordinator is somebody that stays on top of it, man. Like if the DJ late, the coordinator is, what I mean?
I definitely second that, man. Like I said, a professional coordinator makes a whole lot of difference, because that's where all the vendors go to for any question. And they so most of the time they experience, so they already know the question they come in before you answer. Show up, hey. And they, like you say, they will call you the night before, whatever, even the day before, just to confirm, hey, you're on your way, just double checking, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right about that, man.
Yeah, and even like, like coordinators, real coordinators, man, you get there like, hey, boom, I got the shot list for you. When you get a chance, I got a room in the back for you to put your extra equipment.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They own it. You know what I mean?
Tell me about some weddings you've been to where they didn't have a coordinator and what happened.
Man. You know, the biggest thing that I see happen.
Folks, we're not laughing at people's weddings here in misery, but these are things that, like I said, I'm laughing because I've seen it myself.
People need to know. Yeah, they need to be like
that's what this is the reason why I wanted to sit on top, because sometimes you think people know, but like you said, man, a lot of times people just go by the strength of, yeah, man, you know, I could, you know, or people trying to get into the business and you want to get them a break, but you also have to understand this is one of the most important times of your life, man, and you don't need amateur night at Apollo at your wedding.
Right,
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So go ahead with what you're saying.
But quick note, what people should do, any vendor or any professional that want to tap into the wedding business, let's say for instance a DJ. Okay, go with a DJ to a wedding. You know, don't take on the wedding yourself.
Yeah.
So you go with him and see how like that vibe is. See how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know, DJing at a wedding is different than DJing at Crossroads.
Definitely.
So it's like
definitely different.
It's a different crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gonna make it the same crowd, but it's a different vibe.
Yeah, sure. Make it yourself, man. Yeah.
It's a different vibe. So, but yeah, what was the question?
Oh, the talking about weddings that you've been to that didn't have a coordinator. It's auntie or grandpa or whatever. You know.
What always happens? Something goes wrong.
Hey, Kizzy, make up yourself.
Something goes wrong, and let's say you're the groom, right? Hey, yo, you know the kid can't show up yet?
Right, everybody looking around each other.
Right, but why are you telling me?
Yeah.
So now, you know what I mean? I have to figure, I can't forget that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you thinking, well, not even just for you, but most grooms, what they do is they try to fix it for the bride, before the bride finds out.
Because, you don't want to get upset. You know,
you don't want to get her upset.
Every little thing.
Even though I'm upset.
Yeah, every little thing, right.
Yeah, I'm upset, right. But you just told me this. But now I had to fix it now. So now he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just important for him to be comfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's his day.
Yeah.
A lot of coordinators, and they don't, a lot of non-coordinators or non-coordinated weddings, they don't communicate with the vendors.
Yeah.
You know, they do a lot of, they might not have a itinerary for the night.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, when they cut the cake,
do
they have a song for this, or do they have a? And a lot of them be like, well, you the DJ, or you the photographer. Well, no, you know, there needs to be a
coordinated.
Yeah. A lot of them, man, I've seen it so many times where they give vendors food, and while we sitting out eating, they doing a daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. The whole. I'll say this real quickly. I did a wedding once, and this is another thing. Sometimes in a wedding, the family drama comes front and center, man.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes it's two families coming together, but a lot of times it's almost like four families coming together because the father might be with started a different family, so to speak, and he might have the relationship like he taught with his daughter.
Right.
So when it comes to family and daughter, you know, it might be on the schedule, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're not doing family. I'm like, okay. And then somebody else come and say, so why you didn't do family? I'm like, well, the bride said no. And all of a sudden you in the middle of the whole thing, man.
That actually happened at a wedding, like 2 weddings ago.
Oh, really?
The dad was like, hey man, you know, why she ain't getting a picture with me?
Right.
So I'm just like, well, I mean, he was a little intoxicated, you know what I mean? But she was just like, no, just ignore him.
Yeah. I'll put you in the middle.
Hey, she paid me.
Yeah.
You know? So he and some other guy came in and joined in, and you know, it got resolved, but those things definitely happen.
So what you say is, so once again, if you guys just joined us, man, we're talking to celebrity. I gotta go to celebrity photographer to the DMV. Or celebrated wedding photographer and portrait photographer, Mr. Shaka Watson of Tree Blind Vision. We're gonna talk about the studio you guys just opened up there in last May. But right now I want to talk about the, like I said, the do's and don'ts as your experience as a wedding photographer. Yeah, for folks who thinking about getting married or even thinking about getting into the wedding business, because that's also a whole conversation by itself. But there's money in wedding. I'm gonna tell you, there's money in wedding. It's like if you say I'm having a birthday party, the price is $5. By the time you mention wedding, oh, you didn't say wedding. Oh, let me get the wedding package.
Right.
$20. Same event, there's a different concept. Yeah. So what do you say some of the do's and don'ts again about if you're planning a wedding as a bride or a groom?
If you're planning a wedding, another thing is to don't have a higher expectation. I mean, everybody wants their wedding to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't over exceed your expectation.
Yeah. I'm guessing budgetary factors have to be taken also.
Budgetary factors need to be taken in. Because like I said earlier, a lot of brides, they see past weddings that I did.
Yeah. And they want that. I want that.
They're like, I want that. I want that. Mm-hmm. Then I explained to them and went into that.
Yeah.
For instance, like I have a package that's photo and video.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, with collaboration, I say, well, I'll bring on my video partners. Yeah. And that's how that, coming out. But then when they had that, the numbers that come with that, they're like,
yeah.
Which is fine, which is, understandable.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of, as a client, research, okay, how much is wedding photography in your area?
Yeah.
Because it varies.
Yeah.
Where's the best venue to give you that?
That's a good question.
Yeah. What's the best venue? Because every venue don't get that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. I never thought about that. You're right about that.
Yeah,
that's a good
venues matter.
Yeah,
venues matter. Because okay, some venues they give you the full package.
Yeah,
you're gonna have dinner, you're gonna have draping, you're gonna have tablecloth, silverware. They're gonna do the whole nine.
Boiled chicken and pasta.
Yeah. They're gonna give you the whole. Some venues are like top. They deliver.
Yeah.
And which is a one stop shop.
Yeah. But you dip it in them pockets though.
You're gonna dip in them pockets. Yeah. But then people say, hey, you know what? All right, I like the venue, but I'm not gonna do that catering.
Right.
Or I'm not gonna. This place doesn't have catering.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring my church people. They're gonna come in. It doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
I did a wedding last Saturday. It took 2 hours to feed the guests.
I'm going to ask a question, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. Yeah. And it is for my people. Sometimes I speak and people take offense, but that's why I have this platform. Who don't like it, sucks all.
There you go.
And I say it with all respect. Is there a difference between African Americans or Black weddings to other ethnic groups?
There is.
And in your opinion, what are the difference? I mean, we're not talking money factor. We're just talking about
and I've seen extreme professionalism in both cases.
Yeah.
Most African American weddings. 98% of them start late. The ceremony's going to start.
How late we talking here, man? We talking supposed to start at 4 and what?
I've been as late as 2.5 hours.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
Where my sound effect, man? Hold on, I need to laugh. I'm looking for my helmet. I know I got a helmet somewhere. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, you go with that. over there? 2.5 hours, man.
Yeah, it was so bad. They started feeding the guests
before the ceremony.
Yeah, they was feeding the guests cocktail during the ceremony.
Wow. So what was the reasoning? She got nervous, something held up?
No, it's never that.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's always a lack of vendor research, man. Yeah, they didn't. She didn't like. It was a makeup and hair
situation. Yeah, and she didn't like the hair or whatever.
She didn't like the makeup. Wash it off. She had to start over. And
yeah. See, man. Hey, Marva, good night. Big up yourself, man. That's crazy, man. 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Shoot.
She used to walk down the aisle with that makeup.
And that was a sister.
Yeah. But like there's a lot of things that go into that.
Yeah.
She can't say, "Hey, I have a homegirl that does makeup. I do makeup for your wedding."
Yeah.
So how it's supposed to go? Is okay. All right. What's our contact? All right. I wanna do a consultation with her.
Yeah.
And you actually sit down with the makeup artist, and she does it for you. She does your whole face. Yeah. And then you see from that point.
Right. Yeah. Do a consultation. At least get a sample of her work. Yeah. Do a test run, so to speak. So I'm sure you could do that if you had it. Yeah.
What a lot of people do is they send them pictures.
No, yeah, no. The picture and your face, they ain't gonna match. You gotta see what the makeup look like.
This day and age, man, you have filters and you have this and that. So what you think you're looking at? Right.
And the wedding world is a whole different ball.
It's a whole different world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So you see it. All right. So what's some more do's and don'ts you can think of? Or what's some of the let's talk about some of the worst case scenarios or the worst things you have seen. I hate to be negative, but I just want to draw pictures so folks can understand, and learn from those bad experiences.
If you're getting married, don't have people in your bridal party just because you know them. It's okay to have a small bridal party, man. It's okay to just have, your brother, your sister.
Yeah.
Maybe like a cousin you grew up with or something, and that's it.
That's really gonna look out for you. They're not just for flam.
Yeah. Just don't have 19 people, 19 groomsmen and 19 bridesmaids just because.
Man, what's the longest bridesmaids or group, what do you call them?
I think me and Damien did one. It was 30 something people.
Hell no. 30 something
people, man. And you know what happens in that? That's a don't. That's a don't.
Yeah.
Because think about this. Trying to gather 30 kids together. So this is what happens. And when I say, the reason why I say don't have all these people in your bridal party, because a lot of them doesn't have the interest of the bride and groom.
Yeah. That's a lot of people to coordinate, man.
That's a lot of people to coordinate. And a lot of them are like, you see a lot of people at weddings, even guests. They're just there for the food and open bar. Yeah, that's true. It's bigger. Don't even that whole night they was there. They didn't even talk to the bride and groom. They didn't say thanks or congratulations or nothing.
Yeah. Wow.
They came, eat, and left, and went home. They got drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a party for them.
They just came for the festivities.
Right, and you see that a lot of times with bridesmaids and grooms.
Yeah.
A lot of them they're just there to.
Hello, Harry.
Just to say, I put on a suit. I took some pictures for Instagram and. Boom.
Yeah.
But they not okay. There's nobody in the bridal party that say, well, okay, all right, guys, besides the bride and groom, let me step up and say, all right, y'all shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have a cocktail hour. So within that hour, this is another subject. So within that cocktail hour.
What's yours, man? You're the professional. So that's, yeah.
So once ceremony is over, the coordinator or whoever's coordinating the wedding, their job is to take that bridal party and put them somewhere. While the guest is going to cocktail hour.
Okay.
So they should never see the bride and groom. What happens, everybody went up to the bride and groom, yo, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Take their phone out, take pictures and this and that. So when you got an hour, so within an hour, I got to take pictures of the bridal party, the bride part of their
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
part of the kids, whoever they want to take private pictures with, and then the last maybe. I don't like to use the whole hour. If I
Yeah.
can knock it down to like 30 minutes, because
Mhm.
I want the bride and groom. They invest money into the cocktail hour too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this finger foods
Yeah.
and fruits and all that. They want to eat something too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to break it down to 30 minutes with cooperation.
Mhm.
In the last 30 minutes, they all could go and enjoy the cocktail hour and decompress
Yeah.
before the reception
Right.
starts.
Right.
What happens is too many people. Nobody's listening, so it took me now 15 minutes now to line everybody up and get everybody attention because this one went to the bathroom.
Right.
Their feet, the girls, their feet hurt, so four of them went and took their shoes off. They had to go
Right.
sit down.
Right.
And some of the guys they went and go smoke, and it's
a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
A lot.
And of course, you gotta think about it. You don't know their names. Only names you know is the bride and groom. So you can't say, yo, where's.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. So what? And in your opinion, man, as far as a wedding, the guests, what would you say is a reasonable amount of guests someone should have for a wedding? In your professional opinion,
100,
50, or 75, whatever. Yeah, 100.
Yeah. That's a decent. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's a nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking traditional American.
Yeah,
traditional. If you start talking about like Nigerian and you starting at 200. That's 200 to 300. Yeah. That's different.
Okay. All right, that's cool, man. All right, so let's talk about. So last May, you opened up the studio. Part 2. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Am I correct? All right.
Part 2. Yeah.
Right. It's not your first studio. This is like this
first official. I think I would say this is the first official studio.
Yeah. Okay.
Official.
Your business partner, Damon.
Yeah.
All right. See, I have my little notes written down in my. How did that whole concept and that whole collaboration came together?
I've actually known Damien for quite some time, man, some years. And we worked, collabed on different projects, weddings, and so on and so forth. And actually, throughout those years, we just the relationship grew, personal and business. And we kind of shared the same vision and same, business goals. Our first studio was actually a storage unit in Woodlawn.
Wow.
Yeah, so we illegally rented a storage unit with the biggest unit they had.
Yeah.
It was like 10 by 20, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, and we made it work, what I mean?
And clients came there. So when clients came, they didn't know they was coming to a storage unit, or did you tell them, hey?
Yeah, I told them straight up.
And what were the reactions from the get-go?
A lot of them was like, there was interest. I think there was more so interested than, shunned away. Yeah, a lot of them, they came in. Hey, I did some. I wish I could upload images, man. But
hey, well, you know what?
That's next.
That's
next. Yeah.
That's next.
I did a lot of work. In the studio.
Yeah.
Man. In that storage unit. And people, we had the concept down to the science, man, because it was climate controlled.
Yeah.
So we ain't had to worry about it being too hot, too cold.
Yeah.
They had a restroom downstairs. So yeah, man, if somebody need to change, we just close the unit, step in the hallway, and then.
Man,
hey, man.
Once there's a will, there's a way, man.
Yeah. But look, man, the dude across the hall from us, he had a whole training fitness thing over there, and he had clients coming. Yeah, so I mean, he was the only one with the concept.
Yeah.
Definitely illegal, but
Hey, this man.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You gotta do. Brandy says, "What big?" Did you say Big Don? I can't see the comment too well. I think it says Big Don, but anyway, So that was the storage unit. Then you guys moved over to that was Security Boulevard after next?
Yeah, security. It was I guess it was a like a house.
Yeah.
Turned into like a business.
Yeah, I've been to that spot.
Yeah, so we shared it with a landscaping company.
Okay.
They at the top,
Yeah.
and we was at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, which was, I mean, it
Mhm.
was fairly, well, it was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
We had different rooms, and we set up different sets in different rooms. We had a bathroom.
Yeah.
And we had to step in the hallway, but you know, we had parking. You know, it was a little bit. It was a step up.
Yeah. Hey, Joe Surge, welcome. Mr. Moore, big up yourself. All right, so let's talk about Pulaski. Where the studio is now. It's actually, of course, we've been there. Lovely spot, roomy, great. All the bells, all the whistles, as far as I can see. How was that feeling? Because you know you had the opening and all these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was that feeling like?
Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It was actually like a full circle, man.
Yeah.
I shot in that studio years ago.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I had a client that wanted some photos, and at that time, I didn't have a studio or access to a studio.
Okay.
So she was like, "Oh no, it's cool. I'm gonna rent a space."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, thanks." She rented the space, went in the building, and I love the building since then. And I know my guy Kirby, him and Jamal at 6 Point Studios in that same building.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of like big production work. They did some work for Under Armour and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, so I shot with them before in that same building.
Yeah.
And Damon hit me. We was looking for a studio. Yeah. And I felt kind of like restricted at security.
Yeah.
You know, it was like low ceilings, and it wasn't what I wanted. I couldn't.
Yeah, I did a photo shoot there. I remember I did like
that. Yeah. Yeah. So, it is. You know, it didn't give me. Wasn't able to spread. You know, spread my wings, and so he hit me like, "Yo, I found this spot. They got availability if you want to check it out." So I'm like, man, he showed me the pictures. I was like, "Yo, is that down on Pulaski Street?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, I said I've been there before. But every time I looked, there was no openings."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna check it out." We went in one night, looked at it. I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yo, this is it." I like, it's a lot of space that we're used to, but
yeah.
Why not? You know, we're really gonna let it work.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, man. So I'm gonna dive into. I think Jill had a question. I think she does.
I'm trying to get rid of them.
Can you see the question you're in?
I got the comment thing up, like my
does he take the boulder shots?
Boudoir? Yeah, I have.
See, like I have no. Okay, you know what it is. All right, cool.
Yeah,
you know. Brandy says because bridesmaids and like big parties and so forth, having large parties and bridesmaids. Okay, cool. So let's talk about portraits, right?
Right.
What's the difference between taking portraits and as far as like the cameras and stuff compared to wedding photography?
Portraits a little bit. It's slower. The process is slower.
Yeah.
You know, there's somebody say, "Hey, my grandmother, she was gonna be 88 this year.
Yeah.
You know, we know she's not in the best of health, so we want to get all the family together.
Yeah.
We all want to wear white, and we're going to take photos.
Yeah.
So it's easy to coordinate, and it's slower. You can actually pose and come up with suggestions and ideas to pitch back and forth with the client. You can do the same thing with a wedding. It's just weddings can get after a while it's a machine that starts. It's a self-controlled machine that you just have to like hop on a ride and think on the go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with a portrait session, you make it as long as you want to make it, or short as you want to make it. You know what I mean?
Is there we talked about the do's and the don'ts of weddings. Does the same apply for portraits or? come as you have an idea of what type of portraits you want to take.
Yes.
Mm.
So with portraits, if you're bringing children, make sure that your children are comfortable. Your children need to be comfortable. Know your children's bedtime or nap time.
Yeah.
If you know your child gets restless at 1 o'clock, don't schedule the shoot for 1:30.
Makes sense.
Another thing, you find this a lot in women.
Yeah.
Don't your outfit. Make sure your outfit is appropriate for you and it fits the way you want it to fit. Don't come to the studio.
Don't wait till the try it on.
Don't come to the studio with the Shein bag. Talk about when you pull it fresh out the bag, it still got the squared creases in it. And you're like, I don't like this way this fits. Or, what I mean, you spend the first hour in a dressing room.
Yeah, we spend time. So pretty much try your outfit home first. Look in the mirror. So this is what you want to wear for your portrait. And then you say, all right, cool. Put it in your bag and you come down. Make sure it's pressed. If you had to take it to the cleaner.
Nice and clean.
Nice and right.
Yeah.
Right. But in the retakes, well, no free retakes, I presume.
Yeah, ain't no free retakes. Yeah. And don't ask me to edit out wrinkles.
Yeah.
And nah, you come here with your wrinkle up dress.
Yeah.
There's more work, I mean, people.
Yeah.
There's a saying that photographers, hey man, can't you just go in Photoshop and? No, man, that process takes a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why, a lot of things. I hate to use the word annoying, but it's annoying to photographers that a lot of things that could be prevented.
Yeah.
Don't tell the photographer like, hey, can you just edit that?
Yeah.
Like for instance, when going back to the weddings, a big do for weddings, I strongly suggest is have an unplugged wedding.
I'm sorry, unplugged?
Unplugged wedding. Meaning, your guests, when the bride walk down the aisle, your auntie is not out here like with an iPad. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because on the post end, now when I'm home at my desk, looking at you coming down the aisle, what I see on the side, iPads and phones and no.
I have to agree. The iPad looks ridiculous.
Come on.
Kind of with iPads are not meant to, as far as I know, to hold up like a TV screen especially at a wedding. That's so damn unprofessional and just tacky.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, definitely would agree with that.
Yeah. So back to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
But so like on the post end, like for instance, I'm editing a wedding right now, and I'm actually like not really stuck. I have to make a decision.
Yeah.
I'm at this part where the bride and the groom are leaving the altar.
Yeah.
And there's iPads and phones, and it just makes the process longer. So now, I have to dissect each and every single one of those photos.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't want to give. I don't want to deliver it. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
I get it delivered to the bride and groom, like, here you go, and then they're gonna be kind of cringe about it.
Yeah.
But then I could say, let me do something extra because it should be until I'm done with them.
Mm-hmm.
The whole experience got to be comfortable and joyous.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Well, folks, man, once again, we're talking to Mr. Shaka Watson, Tree Blind Vision Photography, photographer for over 14 years, almost 15 years, been featured in over 20 wedding publications. Hope people can follow you and so forth on the social media if people interested in making up bookings and so forth.
Man, go to blindvision.com. Blindvision.com for all your bookings, or blindvisionphotography@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram at blindvision. Twitter at blindvision.
But it's X now. I think they call it X or something.
X. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah.
How you came up with the name? I know I said this before, but for the sake of conversation, for folks who are new to you and the platform, whatnot, how you came up with the name Three Blind Vision?
So Blind Vision, the concept came up. I was looking just for a name because I know I wanted to start a company soon, or business, and I'm like, well, I have to come up with something or generate something that's, individual or brand.
Yeah.
So Blind Vision just came up with kind of like somewhat stepping out on a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Into something like a new venture.
Yeah.
New venture, not knowing, with no concept, no guidance, somewhat. And the interesting thing about the three, the fun fact about the three, the three in the beginning represents is Ariel's first number, favorite number.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ariel giving me the push and the the support to start. So hence the three instead of the B.
Three Blind Vision. Yeah. Okay, definitely different, man. Definitely different. So moving forward, man, what you got moving forward into 2024, 2025 and beyond?
Definitely
more equipment.
I'm actually looking for another camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this new camera you're looking for, what's the difference between what you have now to the new one?
I need something. It's not so much that I need something better than what I have. It's more insurance.
Okay.
So I always have two cameras on me.
Okay.
Another thing about photographers, if you want to tap into the wedding business, don't start with just one camera, man. One camera would not. Even if you're not using both cameras, have another camera
on location with you.
On location.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't used it in however so long, keep charging it and have it with you.
Yeah.
Because anything could go wrong. It's equipment. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, that one thing, like.
Yeah, and you're like, yo, what? Yeah, have extra everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one I'm looking for, this assurance. So the one that I'm currently using is going to be my backup for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's like cars.
Yeah.
Some cameras they have. You look at a camera. Let's say you're buying a used camera. It's going to say this camera has 195,000 shots on it. Yeah. It records how many times photos were taken on that camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell, like, somebody could buy a new camera, a camera that just was released last year, but that person is heavy in the weddings.
Yeah.
And within 6 months, they put 500,000 shots on it. Right. Yeah. So it's a new camera, essentially. Yeah. But it's been same thing like a car. Yeah. You buy a 2024, but it got 195,000 miles on it because that person drove from here to Texas every,
Yeah. So you're saying pretty much when you're buying equipment, buy it brand new.
Yeah, buy close to brand new or a low shutter count.
Okay, a low shutter count.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Well, man, anything else? The floor is yours, man. Anything else? I wanna keep you up too late. You know what I mean? I know you're not past your bedtime with us, so I want to add to there's the wedding. There's the photography altogether. Anybody that's interested in getting into the business, anyone that has a passion for photography, or anyone who's looking to actually get into the wedding business, because the wedding business is a big business,
Yeah, the wedding business is a big business and it's a serious business. You go into it blindly, and you take on more than you bite off, more than you can chew.
Yeah.
You can be blackballed easily. Yeah, the wedding circuit it spreads fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it spreads fast, and you don't want, as a photographer, you don't want to have that stain on you that hey, you was that guy that ruined this person.
Yeah, you right about that.
Because the world is small.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The world is small, so you're going to take on. You try to bounce back, and let's say you learned everything. You learned all your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you try to bounce back. You still have that taste. Like, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, because wedding is personal, man. Wedding is a personal.
And as far as photos go, you can't repeat that. You can't repeat that day.
Yeah, you ain't got no second chances.
No second chances. I mean, at least with a portrait session, I can say, for instance, I don't know. I have a portrait session scheduled for Saturday, and I can say, hey, I got into an accident on the way to the blah blah.
Yeah.
As a courtesy, I can kind of reschedule something for a later date.
Yeah, I think it costs somebody like this to get to reschedule the wedding. I think it would look like.
Nah, but like I said, that's but in the professional, another thing for photographers, no matter what you charge your client, even if you have a price for just you, never do a wedding alone.
So you normally has another photographer with you then?
Yeah.
And what's the reasons for that?
Couple of reasons. So depends on the logistics of the venue and like, it might be two different places.
Yeah.
And there's certain things happen simultaneously that you can't capture.
Two places at one time.
Two places at one time. So just send even if that guy is not doing nothing or that guy or girl is not doing too much, at least they're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can feel sick all of a sudden and you have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true, man.
You get a phone call, we're adults, we got, family. So you get a phone call and say, yo, Shaka, you need to go home because at least that person is stay there and capture something.
That's a good point you made. I never thought about it that way as far as photography, but as a DJ, usually if somebody has a wedding, we usually call somebody, hey, I'm doing a wedding, so and so if you want to,
come in.
Yeah, because sometimes, sometimes not just like you need a break, sometimes you also need a different energy, or you might just want to walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps. Wow, I never thought about it that way. Also, I got to big up Miss Angela. Someone that
this comment just now.
Yeah, that we both know. So it's 10:18. So I'm gonna kind of wrap it up. So I'm gonna end with this part. So obviously we have known each other for years. Most some people don't know, and people are always for some reason people are always surprised when they find out. Or wait a minute, I didn't know Shaka with the brother, or vice versa. I don't know Alonzo with the brother.
Yeah, fun fact, man.
Yeah, fun fact. We are blood brothers.
Yes.
We share the same mother.
Yes.
We grew up together. The whole nine, whatever. And honestly, I think it's a good thing because at the end of the day, even though we both in the community, you have your own your own shine. You know what I'm saying, and vice versa. So that being said, man, just want to say I'm proud of you. You definitely excel. I remember when you first started taking photos. I have been another thing, guys. 99% of the photos or professional photos you have seen, this is the brother literally taking photos. So I just want to say thank you. For all your hard work over the years. You definitely make us proud. And we wish you much success, man, moving forward.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely.
Definitely. You definitely. I'm always when people take their craft seriously, I always feel. What best way to say this? I always admire when people take their talent seriously. You know what I mean? And I think we as people always need to edify each other. We need somebody really making a conscious effort and doing something positive. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
It's enough for everybody out here to eat, man. So it's help each other and lift each other up, man. Support each other, man. Because it's gonna be a day, like I said, there's gonna be a day where you can't be available.
That is true. And you know what? Real quickly, I'm going to
Oh,
share
yeah.
very, real quickly. And it's something that one time I got booked for an event. It was a Bob Marley celebration. I was referred to this particular individual, and I said, yeah, I could do it, but I was really biting off more I couldn't chew because back then I was traveling a lot. Make a long story short, I called the person probably about 2 days before. I said, hey, I can't make it, but I got somebody else. It's really good. You ain't gotta worry.
Mm.
You know what they told me? They said, so we didn't book the other person, we book you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Needless to say, this was like 10 years ago. I'm still apologizing. Yeah, man. Hey, stuff like that happens, man. Something like that happens, man.
Yeah.
That happens. And the next thing too, if I could share, man, I got stories upon stories, man.
Mm.
I remember one time I wanted to. This was a big festival, right? I'm going to call it a festival, but people can put two together. The big festival is held in the DMV, and at that time I knew the person that was coordinated the whole thing. They're like, so everything's good, but they say, listen, we have a contract with a particular individual already, but we want to have you on board. But we know you kind of like the Caribbean vibe, reggae, soca, that's the thing. Would you be interested in doing the blues festival? Right? I like blues, Mike.
Okay.
I guess what I say like a like a clog. I like, nah, me want to do no blues festival, man. That's not really my thing. Biggest mistake ever, man. How hard is this to learn some blues music, man?
Yo, I've been listening to blues.
That's what I'm saying. And from that point on, man, I said to myself, if somebody asks you in the business space, I don't care if you have no idea. No, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's certain things you really need to be a professional to do. But if that's the case, at least maybe hire someone else, you know what I mean, and be like a subcontractor and so forth, and learn, or get your foot into the door. Yeah, man, that I never forget that. I always share that story. Never say no. If you're gonna get somebody else to do the gig, and you piggyback off of them or whatnot.
Yeah, some kind of way.
Yeah, some kind of way.
Yeah.
Because once that door is gonna open real small, and if you like, nah, I'm waiting for the other door, that door might never open, man.
Yeah, because in the world, in the business world, opportunities they don't come every single day.
True.
It might seem stagnant for a long time,
Yeah.
and then a lot of times when it seems dry or stagnant, something comes, and because it's dry and stagnant, you're like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you find out like that was an opportunity.
Man, I think about that stuff not every day, but I go back to that, man. That was a missed opportunity because the person is no longer with that organization. So she being gone is like, I didn't have the opportunity to go in there and network and build something. You know what I mean? So anyway, man. That being said, once again, thanks for taking time out the busy schedule. Welcome to the show, even though it's coming into the show, but welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. So don't be a stranger.
Trying to come back, man.
Yeah. I got some interesting interviews coming up, some interesting topics. Of course, this Wednesday we talk about immigration. We got an immigration consultant, and I'm definitely gonna deep dive into some of the things about immigration that a lot of us, especially in the Caribbean community, we hear about things or, pretty much going to talk to professional with some deep questions, and how do I get my papers or, plan on getting married or, God forbid, so and so facing deportation, what's it, the processes and stuff like that. And I'm definitely looking forward to that show this Wednesday. So, Yeah. So with that, man, I just want to say nighty night.
All right, man.
Thanks to everyone that joined in, and make sure and share, like, and follow the live as well.
But let me put my stuff in the comments. Hopefully that does something.
Yes. So trying to build a platform because really and truly, man, I could easily go on TikTok and have 100,000 followers easy. Well, I mean, I do have a lot of followers, but still, you know what I mean? But really and truly, the purpose of this live Facebook, because I really want to build a community setting. You know what I mean? Because most of the people here in the DMV, we all kind of connect somehow, you know? So anyway, that, man. I bid you good night. Thanks for joining in.
All right. Bro.
All right. Peace. Thanks. All right. So, Miss Angela, how are you doing? Pinto Road Boys. Yeah, Miss Angela, you already know. Came from a long way, right? I'm so proud of you both. Keep doing your great thing. Yes, Miss Angela. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What is on there? All right, guys. It's 10:30. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm going to get some to eat and call it a night. All right. So see you guys on Wednesday. All right. Peace. Thanks.